Okay, for your next lesson in pre-cal that we have already started doing angles for trigonometry. Now we're going to cover breaking that degree down into minutes and seconds. And before I fill in this table right here, well, let me fix this. Yeah. I can tell you for a fact that I don't understand what's going on because I'm going to relate that 1 degree is equal to, just like a clock, think of it as 1 hour, 60 minutes. I messed up. That's not minutes. That's minutes. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So if you were talking about there's 60 minutes in a degree, there's 60 seconds in a minute, just like in a clock, 1 degree would be equal to 60 seconds for every minute. So what we can say is 60 seconds are in a minute, and there's 60 minutes in a degree. So we got 1 degree is actually going to be 3,600 seconds, if that's ever come up. Now, that's pretty much the whole lesson right now. 1 degree is 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 degree is 36. 6 times 6 plus 2 zeros, 3,600 seconds. Symbols, degree, a little tick mark, and 2 tick marks for seconds. Now, we're going to convert your calculator. If you're doing a lot of this mathematics with degrees, you would notice that sometimes you have decimal degrees. And that's what this is. This is decimal degrees because you've got a whole number and a decimal part. There's the degree sign. So we have a whole set of degrees called 31. Then we are stuck with a fractional part. So we want to know how many minutes and how many seconds does that turn into. So it's relatively very, very, very simple. Just trying to figure out what his approach is. Because I look at his problem, 31.75 degrees, and if I take my degrees and I multiply it by minutes per degree, you'll notice that the degrees would cancel. So when I say minutes per degree, it's a fraction that's equal to 1. Well, what would this fraction be? This fraction would, not that. This fraction would be 1 minute, or I should say 60 minutes for 1 degree. Now that fraction of 1, I'm only going to multiply by the decimal part because I already know this is 31 degrees. So if I'm converting to degrees, minutes, and seconds, why mess with the degrees? I already have 31 degrees. So I'm going to take this 0.875, multiply it by 60 minutes for every 1 degree. So I'm going to take my 0.875 times 60. This was degrees. This is 60 minutes per 1 degree. So the degrees cancel. So I'm just left with 0.85 times 60. So go ahead and do that math. We'll find out how many minutes there are. Did you get 52.5? This means that's how many minutes we are adding to the 31 degrees. But as I said, I have 31. What happened there? I have 31 degrees. But this whole part's 52 minutes. I still have some decimal part left, and that decimal part would be my seconds. So I'm going to take my 0.5 minutes, and I'm multiplying it basically by 60 seconds for every 1 minute. And you'll see that the minute cancels. The minute cancels, leaving nothing but 0.5 times 60, which will give me in seconds. Well, 0.5 times 60 is 30 seconds. So my final answer is 31 degrees, 52 minutes, and 30 seconds. That's converting a decimal degree into degrees, minutes, and seconds. Basically, it's times 60 and then times 60 again. You take the decimal part times 60, you keep the whole number part, take the leftover part and times it by 60, keep the whole number part. So that's the steps. So when I do this problem, I'm going to take, part of my answer is 15 degrees. I'm going to take the 15 degrees right out of the problem. It's no longer part of my problem, okay? So now I'm left at 0.48 degrees, and I'm going to take that 48, and I'm going to multiply that by 60. I'm going to get a whole number, and I'm going to keep the whole number and put minutes. Then I'm going to take the decimal, whatever I get there, multiply that by 60 seconds, and I'm going to keep the whole number part and put it down here. And that'll be seconds. So I have 2 steps I'm going to do in my calculator. I'm going to times 60. I'm going to write down the whole number, take the leftovers, decimal times 60, and write that down. So go ahead and do that with your calculator. When I did this was 28.8. That would be minutes. I only want the 28. I take that 0.8 and I multiply it by 60, and that gave me 48. So my answer, 15 degrees, 28 minutes, and 48 seconds. Let's do another one. I'm going to drop down the 150 degrees and lock that in. Now I need to take my 0.2 times 60. The whole number part will be my minutes. Oop, wrong one. Minutes. Then I'll take the leftovers, multiply it by 60 again, 60 seconds, because that was 60 minutes. That'll give me my number of seconds. Okay? You do it first. That gave me 12 minutes with no remainder. So that implies 0 seconds. 12 minutes, 0 seconds. Hope I'm right. Okay, I know I have 89 degrees. take that away from the problem, only work with the decimal, times 60, 0.915 times 60 minutes. Get an answer. Keep the whole number part. The leftovers would be times 60. That'll give me my seconds. Try it out. This gives me 54.9. That would be a total of minutes. I only need the 59 part. The 54 part. That's my minutes. I take my 0.9 times 60 seconds, and lo and behold, 54 seconds. Okay. Go ahead, and I need you to finish these. I need you to finish on your own. I'll do these last two. Just because. Why the chicken crossed the road? Because he had to. So let me go and do these. 105 degrees. Part of my answer. Now I have a decimal part of 0.394. I will take that 0.394 times the 60 minutes, because there's 60 minutes for 1 degree. 0.394 times 60. 23.64. That would be minutes. But I only want to keep the 23. Now I'm going to take the 0.64 times 60 seconds. That gives me 38.4 seconds. I only need to keep the 38 seconds. Just throwing this 0.4 seconds away. You don't want to have to get smaller than seconds. There is a unit. I just don't remember what it's called. Last one I'm going to do with these. 318 degrees for sure. And so I need to go and do my 0.812 times 60 minutes. Go ahead, you try it. 48.72. Oop, wrong unit. Nobody said nothing. Degree minutes. 48.72. 48 minutes. Now I take my 0.72 times the 60 seconds. Go ahead and do it yourself. .2 seconds. I only need the 43. Okay, let's see what's next. Now we're going to go the other way. We're going to convert the degrees, minutes, and seconds into a decimal degree. So instead of multiplying pieces by 60, I'll be dividing by 60. Because remember, 1 degree has 60 minutes. 1 minute has 60 seconds. 1 degree is worth 3,600 seconds. So depending, it's all related to dividing by 60, but in this first problem here, I'll start out with the decimal whole number part, 73 something. So here we go. I'm going to take my 9 minutes. I'll divide that by 60. Then I'm going to take what my 50 seconds and divide that by 3,600. Because that's the same as 60 times 60, because that's how many seconds are in a degree. We're converting these into degrees. So I need to realize that every minute has 60 seconds in it. So, and every degree has 60 minutes. So I get these two numbers, and I should be able to add those together to give me my decimal component. So here goes. I'll come back with my numbers. You give me your numbers. 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Let me show you what I have. I will insert my screenshot. Okay, because the reason I want to insert the screenshot, there's too many decimals there. So my 9 minutes divided by 60 gives me the 0.15. We'll put that over there. Equals to 0.15. Then the 50 divided by the 3,600 gives me a lot of numbers. 0.013888, a lot of eights. 6 eights and then a 9. It's actually eights forever, but it rounded up. That's what that is. 0.013, 0.013, 8888888. It's all those eights. So what I'm going to do now is in my calculator, I think I will add those together instead of doing them by hand. So actually, I think that's what he wants me to say here, is equal to 0.15 plus 0.013. Is that what it was? 013, yeah, it was. A whole bunch of eights. Only reason why there was a 9 in the calculator, it rounded up. But I'm going to do another screenshot where I just do it all in one spot. So go ahead and wait for me to come back. Okay, you should notice there's a new slide there. Let me look at it to see how I handled it. I did 9 divided by 60, added 250 divided by 3,600. That basically gives me a 0.163 with eights forever. 0.163 with eights forever. 0.1, what did I just say? 63, right? 63 with eights forever. Probably you could keep 4 or 5 decimals and be good enough. And go ahead and take, if you want to check the answer. I messed up. Where did I mess up at? I forgot my 73 degrees here is equal to 73 point blah, 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 blah. 73 point degrees. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'll take that answer with only 4 decimals. I'm gonna take these 4 and I'm gonna convert it back into degrees, minute, and seconds and see if it looks pretty close to what he gave me. Okay, let me get rid of these pictures here. Now I'll add the new picture. And there it is. You'll see, I'm going to make it small, but you'll see that I have 0.1638. Now, it's probably better if I did 0.1639, because what happened is I multiplied by 60. There's my 9. That stands for my 9 minutes. Took away the 9 minutes, and now I have the 0.83828 left. Times that by 60. It's only giving me a 49.68. That would round to 50 if you wanted to be totally honest. But that's what we started out with. So let me put that back here. Do with however you. I would, now that I thought about it, 0.8's forever. I should have rounded that last one to 0.9. I mean, if you lose a second, who's gonna fire you if you lose a second? I don't think anybody I know would fire you. All right, let's do a problem. Obviously, I start out with 37 degrees. So now I got to take wait, what are we doing here? Right, using a decimal degree. Oh, I thought we already did those. We just did a bunch of those. I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to go. Oh, I didn't see it. It's 31 minutes. There's 0 seconds. I only have to worry about 36 divided by 60. That'll be the total number of minutes that I'll have. Okay, that's not a big deal. The next problem, I'm going to do a couple together at the same time. Again, only minutes. So it's going to be 315 degrees, and then I'm going to have to go basically plus the 8 divided by 60. That's what that's going to look like. Okay? That'll give me a total of degrees at the end. Let's do those two. Number 9. Okay, since I got approximately 0.566666666 goes to 7, I think I would keep, if I'm going to do 4 decimals, I'm going to go 37.566, round that one to 7. And the degree symbol wouldn't go there, it'd go here on the outside. The other problem, let's see. Yeah, same thing here. I wouldn't put the degree out here. I would be putting it on the whole answer. So let me check what that one's going to be. 315 and 8. That gave me 0.13333. A lot of threes forever. So I would just give my answer as 315.1333 degrees. Now we have minutes and seconds. So I need to do, obviously I have my 8-4 point. And I don't want to be adding to that. I'll be adding to that 5, 2 divided by 60. I'll be adding to that 18 divided by 60 times 60. 60 times 60, which is 3,600. So I'm going to do that mathematics. That's going to be 84 plus, so these are the decimal parts, just added together. Take your time, see if you get it right. .871 with a bunch of sixes. So probably 84.8717 would be appropriate. 12. This can be 121 plus 4 out of 60 plus 45 out of 3,600. When you get done adding all that together, degrees. Okay, try it out. Try to get it done before me. .0791 and a bunch of sixes. Degrees. I would leave it as 121.0792 degrees. Okay, questions? You're awful quiet. How many have I done? Well, I did 4 more. I think you can handle it. Afterwards is your homework covering these latest 2 lessons on degrees and radians. And see, that's what it starts out with if I look at this closer. There's your degrees to radians. There's your radians to degrees. There is your coterminal lesson that we've done. And then if we turn it, will be all. You need to practice. Thank you very much for being there. Hope you behave for the sub. Page. There is your degree, minute, and second work. Okay? You're going back and forth. There's 2 sets. Your homework.